adoption of professional titles. So I talked about everything here. Why I put with why I started with simple, clear line testimonials. So you can just like you write this down, snap them with your phone. You get what I'm trying to say: area of expertise, value proposition, methodology, raise to higher, call to action. But now some notes that you need to make. This is regarding my tone, the voice, and the sound that I used. Right now, I think the first thing you would see is I am confident. Instead, I'm confident and assertive. Like, where do I said Messiah will amaze you, and I don't do have it. That's confidence, you understand? And your client wants to hire, I feel as who is sure of his skills, right? Nobody wants to hire somebody is, right? And it doesn't matter if you're new. Right, like I said, this structure also existing in Upwork mostly, but it really doesn't matter if you're new, right? You can still be confident, regardless of imposter syndrome, or whatever. You can still try as much as possible to be confident, right? And then you also notice I putting a conversational and friendly voice. That's either right with here, like I could have said hello with exclamation mark bam, but I did not put that because I wanted to, you understand, while I wanted to be professional, I also wanted to be friendly because that's the only way they would keep reading. You want to be engaging. And then you see where I use casual use of language, like tons of it. That's why I was talking about the money. You don't just want to make money, you want to make tons of it. And then you want to smile like Bark. Then where I put like you want to bend down with rolling in. You get what I'm trying to say? This thing is like creating a conversational and approachable voice, right? And it also makes me seem friendly. It makes me seem easy to work with. But if you're robotic, but everybody wants to work with a robotic person. Personally, I do not want to work with a robotic person. You get what I mean? I want to work with somebody I can relate with. You understand? Somebody I can. You get what I'm trying to say? A lot of these guys are not like stuck up. Inside, I don't like suit wearing stuck up people. You're very free there. You get what I'm trying to say? Then moving on, professional and competent sound. But you see, despite the conversational style, I'm not too colloquial. Let me put it like that. I'm not too colloquial. I'm not saying, hey, I'm a man, or I don't really the voice. I'm not too colloquial, right? It's conversational, but it's also professional. And especially in the expertise and testimonial sections where I showcase my schemes and accomplishments without seeming boastful. That's very important. Now, moving on, it's also persuasive and sales-oriented, where I put in the words that clients want to hear, and I got this from research, mostly conversions, profit, high-quality work. And you see, there's also some parts that I capitalize. Those are parts that I really want them to see. You get one friend see. So when let's even say they're skimming, they're not rigging. All of clients will just skim and not rig you, then and that's just the truth. And let's say the rest just skim. These words I put in capital letters. You understand? This people is meant to like drive them to reach that paragraph, and then that paragraph hooks them, then they keep on reading the next paragraph. You get what I'm trying to say? Then also client-centric approach. Now you see where I put you'll agree with me if you need. Now you could go back there and you would see that I could mention this exact statement without putting you'll agree with me. I could mention this exact statement without putting if you need. You understand? But then I put it in there because the Outlook creates a connection with the client. Outlook focus on their needs, where I can meet them. We also create a connection with them. Now, lastly, we have enthusiastic and energetic things like brings the Benjamin rolling in. You understand? This is contagious because if you're excited and your client reads this, your client is also going to be excited, right? Or is there any bad mood? At that moment, well, you get what I'm trying to say. Exactly, happiness is contagious. That the energy you bring to your work is contagious. You understand? And if you can feel that energy, then they will reach out to you with that same energy. You hear what I'm trying to say? Okay. Lastly, we have clear and direct. You see, read every single part of my profile. There's no part that should not be there. I think, let me put it that way. There's no section that should not be there. You understand? Like, I do not seriously dawdle to. I do not waste time. I do not write big blocks of text that already will. No, each section, each paragraph is short and it's simple. It's easy to read. It's clear and it's direct. You know what I'm trying to say? It's readable, which is very, very important. Your profile needs to be readable. Now here I put overall your profile bio should strike a balance between professional competence and approachable friendliness, while also being persuasive and client focused. This blend is effective in attracting clients by showcasing your skills and personality in a way that's appealing and trustworthy. Then moving on, we have other good things. She have actually not even edited this in a while. but this is another profile. And what I want you to do is go to my first profile, as well I showed before. Write it out and write it out. I want you to do the same thing with this profile. I want you to do the same thing with the third profile that I'm going to show you, the third profile bio. Now, Sogginess, I also shared in the one for newbies as creating your Upwork profile for newbies, is how to just go online and search for other people's Upwork profiles. You understand? Choose what you liked. You get what I'm trying to say? Choose what you like. That's really like the first part of your research. Go to Google, search for. I think if for this part, I think if you really should get to go back, even though you're an existing Upworker, you believe in doing this for a while, I think you should go back to that section and watch this part. You understand? You go on Google, you search for Upwork copywriter on Upwork, or you search for designer on Upwork, developer on Upwork. Open 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 tabs, right? And then start just like copying and pasting into a doc the parts that you like in each person's profile. You get what I'm trying to say? So it's really going to help, because these guys, Shelly was already making money. I want you to copy some from who have made $5K, copy some who have made $10K, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, up to, you see people who have made $400K, $500K. You see people who have made $1 million, you understand? Take the best parts, you understand, from different price points, like the people who have made different monies like this, and then just like do your research and then just like patch it up. So you would also notice now here, that was my general profile where I started with testimonials. Here I figured out that with testimonial. But you see, I also started with empathy here. It's 2023. You know your coding is a personalization already. Generic coding does now convert. You know that. It's why am I putting you? So I won't bore you with details on why you need first lines for the coding with your campaign. You see how each section, each paragraph is simple and short. I will tell you that first lines literally help kick the code out of your code email. So that here I was being a bit more creative. Right, I was in a bit more creative. Now, why would I be more creative? Because it's something that these people want, right? They don't just want to do. Now, one thing about first lines or code, first lines, and not even coding with copyrights. And one thing about first lines is you see information about these people. They don't just go to just copy exactly what you saw and then just come and paste it on the spreadsheets for them, right? They could have anybody from the Philippines do that for. They could have anybody from anywhere. Actually, they could have anybody from Nigeria, and non-Nigerians to charge horrible for first lines, right? I charge $2 per line. I just write $2 per hour. I write 10 lines per hour. And so they could have somebody from anywhere do it for like so cheap. You know what I'm trying to say? If that's just what it was, where it's just like they would have any data entry, whatever, just go copy information and put for like cents. Well, why do you want a first line? Because they want you to be creative. You know what I'm trying to say? They want you to be creative. So like I said, so I won't bore you with details on why you need first lines for your cold email campaign. I won't tell you that first lines literally help take the code out of your cold email so that they help you the connection between your prospects. So you see, this is me telling them, but by telling them that I won't tell them, so it's just maybe being a bit creative about it, right? I'm going to tell you that I've written over that. This is where I'm just like showing expertise. I tell you all these things, but magically you seem to know them already. Now look at the top right corner of these books and hit that green contact button. It's bright enough so you can't miss it. You see, here I'm very, very approachable, very friendly, you get what I'm trying to say. And here again, expert content writer. Now this part where I put Bill Gates wasn't wrong when they said content is killed. I know, I dislike the phrase as much as most people. That was because everywhere I was doing my research back then, on Reddit or Quora, on every platform, everybody didn't know. Like nobody likes this content is king for some reason. I don't know why. I cannot say I completely understand why, but nobody likes this. Or very like 90% of people do not like this. You get what I'm trying to say? So here. So I just like broke it down. I know I dislike the phrase as much as most people, but let's face it, it needs great content for a business to thrive. Like, and that's what I'm saying. You won't know these things without research. You get what I'm trying to say? You will not know these things without research. But anyways, so moving on. So what I want you to do, like I said, is write every single one of these profile, and then also go online, search for others, choose the best part, patch it together, do your research, Quora, Reddit, see what your clients want, see what other people are doing, and then just like patch it together to make something beautiful. You understand? But the main structure you should follow, it's like you see, there's a few things that I've got too long reviews from my past clients, and then I just, like I said, it's Scooped, which is, yeah. And I just like copied, cut and paste. Okay, what I'm trying to say, so yeah, it's like the exact same structure everywhere, but it's just some might rearrange and some might take out instead, depending on, you get what I'm trying to say. So that's just what you need to do, to just master the structure. So moving on. So the number, we're still under this section of how to optimize your profile as an existing Upworker. So that's number 3, which is rewriting your bio, right? So here you also need to list relevant skills and certifications. So these skills are related to what I want to do, and don't put skills, like you can put 15 skills maximum, which I believe is enough, right? I believe is enough. So what I think you should do is to just choose the best parts of what you can do. You understand? Keywords based on what your clients are looking for. Get what I'm trying to say? And also you could go on HubSpot, go anywhere, go buy $3,500 course on Udemy. But a very cheap course on Udemy, $5 course on Udemy, and just get your certificate and put it in here. I have like a lot of certificates. What I put this CSC since May. Okay, no, I've already certificates for a while, but I had certificates on late responsible. I know I put it in like way later. I put it in December 2020, if I'm not wrong, right? So to be very honest, I'm not very sure if it's actually made a lot of difference, but I put it in there and I am where I am. So if you have anything, you should also put it in there. Now, I liked your work experience portfolio. Now you see, it's just on page 1, IC company, landing page 1, HMO, on page 1, connectivity as a products company. I think it's like page 2. On the page 1, it was just like first lines, content writing, blah, blah, blah. Now, there are 2 ways you can expand on this. Now, the first way is a long way, right? Project description. I put this in notes, although I think I should change that. My client's copy was old. His company had grown over the years, where its website copy didn't grow with it. It really effectively communicates his company's values to potential clients or do anything to establish his authority. I wrote the website copy, blah, blah. So you understand, my clients loved the copy and score IP on that was to be published. So you could go this way, which is like the long way to describe your portfolio, or you could go the short way. This is 10 of 100. To emphasize, I wrote for this client. It's not just quite different as we led 2 lines, and not like what's other people I had. After writing the first milestone, the client said, well, you're a legend. So it's just like simple, you get what I'm trying to say. So you could actually go the long way, or you could go the simple way. But whatever it is, I like your work experience. It is with your portfolio. And the truth is, right, you might not even need to put a product description. Right, it is something you can skip. You could just like put first writing for your market, or just like fixing this stuff. But if there's anything you can put, even there's just the client's company name or any whatever, you get what I'm trying to say. You don't need to be like super creating about it. Just like as long as there's something in them. But one thing you want to do is make sure you're filling every single thing you can feel. You get what I'm trying to say? Filling every section that it's possible for you to fill. So something else you should also do is ask previous clients for recommendations. Now, one good thing about Upwork is you could go on Upwork and get endorsements from past clients. Now, I requested this, but actually I did not get it, but you could be lucky enough to get it. You get what I'm trying to do? You could be lucky enough to get it. So I think what you just need to do is just click on the plus button, put in your client's business email, reach out to your client and tell them that, okay, please, you need to do testimonial for blah, blah, blah. If they could help with that, but it has to be client you've already built sort of a relationship with, right? With this client, I would not really say he loved my work, right? He had already given me a review through, I think we used to chat through Skype. He gave me a review on Skype, but and I thought he could, just like copy and paste the review here, but that's perfectly fine. But if you have previous class, ask previous class for recommendations. It's really helpful. Then you use specialized profiles. Like, see, I have my general profile here, and I have add an new copywriting profile for my first line work, and I have a creative writing profile. For my content writing work. Now, general tips. Simplify your job title, like I said, using our terms web developer instead of JavaScript developer, which is easier to appear in broader searches. Instead of saying I will take copywriter instead of now, which is a bit weird. Like you could say, yeah, you want to like if you're like super niched, then I'm perfectly fine. Understand? You could just put luxury brand writer in get what I'm trying to say, or that's if you're like super niche, if you don't do anything else. But if you're a bit broad like I am, right, then you could just put copywriter in your own privacy. So also you also include relevant keywords. said, if you're a copywriter, include terms related to the services you provide, such as blog post writing, social media post writing, in your headline and profile content. So yeah, like I said, you get most of these when you do research, because then you start to notice what other people are doing, like what they're not doing. You know what I'm trying to say? That means what they're doing and what they're not doing. But yes, that is mostly it. Include relevant keywords. Focus on inbound marketing, like optimize. These are just like generalities. Well, optimize your profile so clients come to you, which is what we just talked about, and everything you could do in the other section, right? Cross-platform presence. Now, one thing is you don't want to be a copywriter on Upwork and a baddie somewhere else. Yeah, rather not in this. Now I'm trying to communicate it, but I think it should get my points, right? If you're a copywriter, then be a copywriter. If you're a freelancer, then embrace it. Understand you're a freelancer. On your LinkedIn, let it be there. On your Upwork, on your Facebook, on your Instagram, on your Twitter, you understand. Let it show that, okay, yes, this is who you are. Because like I said, I'm also going to be teaching you how to reach out to people on different platforms, on different social media platforms, which is really, really going to help with this, right? So, yeah, your cross-platform presence, it needs to be strong. Like I said, share similar content across all social media. Optimize your profiles the same way across all social media. I don't use Twitter, right? I don't use Twitter. I've never posted on Instagram. So these are things like, if we just like have the account and really not use it like that much, but just like have the account, right? Then complete all profile features. Use every feature provided by platforms like Upwork and Make Music. Allows your profile's effectiveness, yes. So I think that explains itself. So every single thing. I think the only part I did not put on my Upwork was in video bio part. I guess that's the only part I did not put on my Upwork. But if you can, then please do. Right, you could just use your phone, clear background, dress cool and dress nice, and there's just like make a short video. Hello, Mizaya Kaiti, and I'm a copywriter, and I'm the copywriter, blah blah, and my can't wait to meet you. That's all.